like towards the end of his life, I think, like real committed to that whole CND deal, and he was visited by a yogi who said to him, look, what does it matter if we get rid of nuclear weapons? We are still the consciousness that created nuclear weapons. It will find some other outlet. What we need to address is the inner space, this intention, this attention, the desire to create that kind of technology. As long as we have that, we won't resolve the issue. The nuclear weapon is a symbol, an emblem, an expression of that phenomena, of that frequency. So we should address that. And Bertrand Russell said, no, let's just get rid of nuclear weapons. This is a really significant issue. I ain't got time to get into your mystical, bloody Vedic approach to it. Let's get rid of the weapons. I think it's possible to agree with both men in that instance. And like that all that, the people that criticise me, people that adore me, they're responding really to themselves. They're responding to their own consciousness. They're responding to their own reality. And so I try to, now I know what my intention is. I know where my attention is. And that is what defines my life. I try not to allow my experience of reality to be too diluted by other people's input. I mean, I love the approval, and I'm not so keen on the condemnation. But also I look a lot at the source. I look a lot where it comes from. And I don't mind Fox News hating me. I'm okay with that. That I can't change who I am for Fox News. What would I become? I think awareness is all. We must be aware. We must be aware of reality. Remember, we receive reality through a series of filters. The senses themselves are a filtration system. Remember the limitations of the eyes, only able to see between ultraviolet and infrared light. Remember the limitations of the ears, only hearing a certain frequency. Remember the limitations of language, placing everything into a semantic, syntactic, symbolic formula. Remember that reality is too much for us to stand, so we take it piecemeal in tiny chunks. To experience some true resonant reality, we have to journey within. The only language that matters truly is love. This Swami fella that I know out in Mumbai told me of this girl that once visited him. Her mother was pregnant. She was going to have another daughter. When the kid was born, she was she was paraplegic, double disabled, and the little girl, she was disappointed. She's 10 years old. She had certain expectations of what this sister would be like, and when the sister was born all paralysed, she's like, my expectations have not been met. I'm sad. And she was resentful for a while, resentful with her parents, resentful with her sister, resentful with God. But in time she recognised that if you got frustrated or angry with the little sister, she didn't understand. If you spoke to the sister angrily, she didn't understand. It didn't mean nothing to her. But if you were loving to her, if you made her laugh, her little face lit up, Ultimately, the only thing that we understand is love. We don't need any of its permutations. We're going to have cultures. Culture is our operating system, and we do need operating systems. But we must remember that our essence is love. Return to it within yourself and express it to all others will be fine. I think we attain it within ourselves initially, and we communicate these ideas on a personal level. Spirituality, I can get, as you've just heard, I can be very verbose and loquacious on the topic, but really it just means be nice. It ain't hard, just be nice. You meet a homeless person, be nice. You get into a cab, be nice to the person. Don't see yourself as adversarial. Then the revolution has already occurred. People fear Armageddon, don't they? People fear the apocalypse, don't they? But for some, Armageddon has already occurred. The homeless people that walk our streets live already in a post-apocalyptic world. Armageddon will surely come for each of us, our own personal Armageddon, when each of us die. Isn't it redundant whether everyone simultaneously dies if each of us will individually die? Regardless, Armageddon is coming. So, whilst these cataclysmic principles apply on the individual level...
people who think we might be able to extend the human lifespan through biotechnology, merging with machines...
Yeah, that's all cool, man. But what I'm saying is that what we have to do is individually reach our own personal alignment. We have to do, the principles are all there, you know this. The principles are already there. We achieve detachment through meditation. We no longer, then we are no longer, once we can achieve enlightenment and once we put our satisfaction beyond our individual needs, we are no longer malleable by the pre-existing system. The system requires us to be as selfish little consumerist pods. Once we go, I ain't bothered about that. It's easier for me because I've been famous now. I know that's boring. I've been rich now. I know that's boring. To people now. I know that's boring. Took loads of drugs now. No, that's boring. So all that's left is spiritual enlightenment. That's all that's left.